What's happening, guys? James Blonde here with MMOHuts.com, taking a little revisit to Nosgoth. Nothing quite like joining the everlasting fight between humans and vampires, but this time around, I was once again invited to a virtual press event with Square-Enix and Psyonix to check out the latest map being introduced to the game sometime late January 2016. Some of you guys may have seen a sneak preview of this already if you like to watch Swifter on Twitch. He did a preview stream earlier this month, but the map has in fact progressed a little further since then. Plus, they've settled on a name for it as well, so now it is known as the Silenced Cathedral. Before they were calling it the Nest, which is pretty cool as well. I'll give you guys a little Legacy of Kain style lore here so you can get an idea of the setting beyond just the visuals. So during the Soul Reaver era, just before Kain established his divine empire, seemingly for good, a play of staggering ambition was hatched by the finest architects and artisans that humankind had to offer. Realizing that outright warfare against the vampires was costing them too dearly and could perhaps only ever end in defeat, the greatest thinkers conceived of another way to battle the threat. A holy weapon of unprecedented size and power that would require a building the size of a towering, sprawling cathedral to house it. While the cathedral itself was built atop a sheer mountain cliff top, the critical auxiliary structures and supporting areas came to be carved out of the cliffs and valleys for miles around. Now, the weapon the cathedral housed was conceived to blast a deadly hymn, which would destroy every vampiric creature on the face of Nosgoth, so it was a pretty big deal. And you'll definitely see how the buildings were carved out of the sections of the mountain, some spots more than others, but if you notice, the entire town is inside the cathedral-type structure, so the view from afar kind of reminds me of some sci-fi movies where you have some sort of grand structure that is so big that it's almost hard to notice that it's not the sky itself, which is pretty cool in my opinion. This map seems to be a little bit on the dark side as a result, maybe not quite as dark as the Kain map, but right up there next to it. With this new map, playing a couple of matches, I felt like it was a bit more compacted when it came to the hallways and areas for the humans to hide, and it seemed like the vampire team heavily relied on the Reavers in order to scout out the humans, and then the Sentinels to swoop in and separate the group like they should be doing. See that there are very few open spaces, I kind of felt like it wasn't the best map for the Tyrant in my opinion, and therefore not too many of the other team played the Tyrant. Mainly because the vampires were often in high places coming down on the humans, though the humans had more cover, so it seemed to be a bit more balanced in that regard. I can say though, seeing that this map was more dense in terms of coverage, it made the experience between playing a vampire and playing a human very different, even more so than other maps. From the human standpoint, it seemed to take a little bit longer to navigate to what you felt like was a safe location due to the congestion of buildings and pathways. But luckily, they just released the new ping system that helps team members label spots on the maps. It lets others know that you're on your way, you can easily indicate that you want others to follow you, and warn about danger, just to name a few things. That was really handy for figuring out where you need to go quicker and get back to the team to play safe, as an example. Playing as a vampire, I did notice that you've got to be good with your surrounding awareness in this map if you are at ground level. You can be limited on climbing in a lot of places, so trying to escape danger can be really tough if you're trying to climb a wall that turns out to be an interior wall leading to a ceiling. But all in all, I've got to say it's a great addition to the game. It's definitely the most detailed map that we've seen so far, and at this point it's not even finished. This map is planned for launch sometime in late January, like I mentioned in the beginning, so they definitely have some tweaking to do. But anyway guys, thanks for checking out the update on the new Silenced Cathedral map being added to Nosgoth. Keep in mind that Nosgoth competitive leagues are underway, featuring a new $10,000 prize pool, just getting bigger. Stay tuned to MMOHuts.com for more updates and Nosgoth news. There's definitely a couple of cool secrets in the making to look forward to, hint hint. Check out that game profile at MMOHuts.com if you haven't already, and until next time guys, it's going to be it for me. I'm James Blonde. See you out there, gamers.
You're dead, you hear me? Dead!